Well, I guess this is the moment where I am supposed to say a few words about this project. First of all, I was very surprised and very happily surprised to see you here, Bernard. And it's always a big honor to have you here on stage. Had a wonderful time working on this project with you. And for me, this movie is really essentially, well, obviously I come from the music part, you come from a different angle, but it really is about music. It's about great music, it's about great, phenomenal genius of the 19th century, which I believe, brought to life on the big screen. And for me, it was always a dream since I'm a little kid to write film music, you know, to put an emotion to a scenery. For me, movies are the opera of our time. And I'm a huge fan of Ennio Morricone, of Hans Zimmer, John Williams. Those are my real icons. And when I went to Juilliard, yes, I went there to play the violin, but I also went there to get my composition degree. And this is actually my first project where I actually could not only play the violin, but actually write and rearrange, which I did together with a wonderful friend of mine, Frank van der Heijden, who unfortunately cannot be here, but who's going to be on tour with me when I go over to, I don't know where I'm going tomorrow. But I'm starting a tour, so, and I will be in Miami in Italy. So that being said, I hope you all going to enjoy this one. I certainly enjoy seeing it, I really enjoyed making it, and I hope you feel the same about it. Thank you so much for all coming here.
So if you want to ask a question, we have some microphones out in the audience. Just put up your hand and our handy theater team will come running around and you can speak your question. But I'm going to ask the first question. So I'm used to seeing a lot of movies about music with, you know, sometimes really great actors who are obviously have had to learn to mimic the technique. And, you know, sometimes the director will have to come around and make sure the face and the hand are moving at the same time. Obviously, you didn't have that problem.
Well, no, I mean, it goes beyond David, by the way. I mean, like Christian McKay, who plays John Watson, he's a very accomplished pianist. He's playing the piano, he can act and conducting, and he's a real musician. And also Andrea, who plays Charlotte. I mean, that's her voice. She's not being looked by somebody else. That's her singing voice.
So we really had
Can you talk about the process of recording the music? Was it recorded live? How did you?
Well, I think when it came to the music, Bernard really trusted my expertise, and what he basically did, and it was very, very important to me. Obviously, I did change a little bit the arrangements of the Paganini pieces, but as I discussed with Bernard prior to the project, the only thing which was actually written down by Paganini himself was the violin part. The whole orchestration part is not in his handwriting, so I took a little bit of liberty.
Well, I would go even further than that. I would say that really Paganini is really only known through other people's adaptations of him, through the Liszt variations, through the Chopin thing, and even through Andrew Lloyd Webber's version of the 20th.
Absolutely, so we used everything. I mean, Paganini basically is the start of modern violin playing. And without Paganini, I always like to say, all the great violin concertos which we know, if it's Tchaikovsky, if it's Beethoven, if it's Sibelius, Bartok, and so on, would have never been able. I mean, he elevated violin playing, not made it possible.
Well, yeah, not Beethoven.
Well, Beethoven also. Beethoven also. 1524, sorry, my bad.
Bernard, of course, directed Immortal Beloved. So let's go out to the audience now. So there's a question right here.
I just have a very quick question and I'll speak loud.
Do you want to just wait for the microphone? It's right here so people in the back can hear you.
I was just curious, in a film like this, particularly one where you're jumping around Europe and then to America, what kind of considerations do you have for the language to use in any given scene, and did you consider using German or Italian in any other scene?
Well, the film is primarily set in London, so obviously they would be speaking English. I mean, yeah, actually at one point I did actually consider Paganini would only speak Italian.
I know, that was the moment when I actually really had a few drinks during that discussion. and it was 10 in the morning, so you can imagine how I felt about that. In LA, I remember that when it was not a good day. I'm happy you changed that opinion.
I think in the end, yeah, it's true that, you know, obviously Paganini, he was an Italian, but actually the film is primarily set in London, so I don't think it really stretches it too much in that sense.
And it would have been, I think, ridiculous if I would have come up with some Italian accent. I tried it out in the first scene and Bernard was like, no way. So I stick to the music.
Other questions? Over here?
Yes,
Hold on, the microphone's on its way.
Hi, I'm Betty from New Jersey. I came all the way down just to see this movie because I haven't been able to find any information about it in the United States. I would like to know if you're going to be doing any of the music in the concert, like the concerts you're doing.
I'm actually going on tour from tomorrow night, so I have to travel tomorrow to do something with something a little bit different. I'm traveling with my band, but of course, since this was or still is a big part of my musical life, this project, I always play a few pieces from the soundtrack as well on the tour.
Right here, just about the 6th row here, 4 seats in.
Hello, I'm Naomi. Welcome to Miami.
Thank you.
We love the music, we love the show, and I love it to be on Netflix so the whole world can get it. Netflix.
Is there a question in there?
Eventually. This is the beginning of a glorious theatrical life.
There was something I'd actually like to say. It was very nice to me to watch the film with this audience tonight because finally people got the jokes. And that was a big relief to me.
In Germany, people are a little bit more quiet. They're like... But thank you very much.
Well, one of the things that I've always believed about period films is that for some reason when people are making films in costume, they seem to think that no one told a joke before like 1950 or something. And I've never really thought that was true.
Can you talk about the origins of the production? So it's a German, it's primarily a German production.
It's a German-Austrian, well yeah, basically the film is a German-Austrian co-production. We actually shot some bits in Italy as well, a few scenes. But all the scenes that are in London were done at Bavaria Studios in Munich. It was all set, even though it does look like London.
It was actually quite amazing. I mean, the first day I walked in, there is this huge studio. You cannot even imagine how big. And they built all the streets you see in the movie in one studio. You have to see it to believe it. So I was actually like, yeah, this actually could work out once I walked in there. So
it's an incredible production team.
Yeah, we had a very, very brilliant production designer, man called Christoph Kanter, who actually does all of, what's his name? Austrian director whose name went out of my head. Hannikin's film.
Okay, we have a question right here in front. Hold on, microphone's right behind you.
How long did it take to make the movie?
months, years?
Well, it's really hard to kind of like give an exact answer because basically the music ideas, the script ideas, the story ideas, I mean, they started maybe...
Well, it was actually relatively quick if you think about it.
Well, the actual production, yes, the actual filming went quick, but you know, all the detailed work, like working on the script, working on the music, figuring out what music fits to which scene.
But actually, for a film and a film of this nature, I would have said this film was done pretty quickly. I mean, it was all done within 18 months, basically.
I felt it took a long time.
Yeah, it's my first. It's very fast for a movie.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know anything.
How early did David come on board, and how early did you come?
David was involved before I was. I mean, basically, I was approached by Gabriella Barker, the producer, who asked me if I wanted to make a film about Paganini and start, you know, as a vehicle for David. I said, well, you know, let me meet him.
Yeah.
So
we met.
We met, and you know, and that's what, well, you know, this could work because I really don't think you could have, you know, you really couldn't have done the film without somebody who could actually pull off what Paganini did, because it's a lot of the point of the movie is to try and show what kind of excitement that he created. And in fact, there is a film that Klaus Kinski made. Klaus Kinski actually directed and starred in it, and about Paganini. And Klaus actually looks kind of good in a pervy, weird way. He's dressed in a really interesting way. But when he gets on stage, he can't even hold the violin in the way that we convincing.
And I know which movie you're referring to.
Yeah.
I've actually had a little bit of time looking at it. And something which bothered me is Salvatore Accardo, who's a very accomplished violinist. He actually did the violin parts. He's really, really good. But they used his violin. So you see no gut strings, which is traditional and original. You see like the modern strings. You see the like, little tuner.
There's no way you would believe that he's playing it.
It's absolutely no.
So in the scenes when Kinski's playing, basically you just cut to a lot of people in the audience swooning, and you think he's just standing there looking weird, and so you don't understand what it was all about. I mean, so I think that you had to do it that way. There was no other possible way of making a film about Paganini.
And I did identify with a few scenes, so.
Tell us more. Right here, you had your hand up before us, so we could bring the microphone over here. Sure. Logistics.
Hi, my name's Alexandra. I don't know anything about Paganini, so how true to his real life story is
Well,
this? Was there a Charlotte?
No, absolutely. It's actually, weirdly enough, it's 100% true. Not even slightly fictional. Right down to Watson was his promoter, Charlotte was his daughter. She ended up on tour in New York. This is all completely true, and he, you know. So I mean, obviously, you know, it's a piece of fiction, but from a factual point of view, it's very, very accurate, actually. Including the part about the devil, because in fact, no less a person than the Pope, as it says at the end, refused to have him buried because he said that he consulted with, you know, magicians. Now the Pope apparently, I'm not a Catholic, but apparently he's infallible. So it must be true. Absolutely.
There we go. Right here.
Who was the mother of his son? And you said a few more things for his father.
She was, the opera singer you see at the beginning was the mother of his son.
And some more things about you maybe showed a little bit he wanted to have a better relationship with his son that he had with his father. But that was it. I mean, did he, was the son musical? Did he do more with him?
No, I mean, again, that's pretty much as it was. I mean, obviously, it's not, I don't go into every single thing that happened between him and his son, but that's all true. That's all what happened.
Well, he did study the violin, but nothing came out of it. And his mother actually, in that sense, just took
She
off.
abandoned him, yeah. He had sole custody of the child, yeah.
Right here in the blue shirt, Elizabeth, thank you.
You got it.
I'm a fan.
Bernard, you got a fan.
Thank you.
David, I'm a fan. Okay. Seriously, congratulations on the film.
about the film, but I'm about the concerts, and I will be in Coral Springs.
Yes!
Are you going to record these concerts? Because my DVDs have worn out. Okay, you have to record the rest. The German audience is very boring. But you've got to record these new DVDs. I mean, these new concerts, because my current DVDs, I've worn out.
I really appreciate your input. I will consider all the information.
Okay, we're going to have 2 more questions, so let's take this gentleman right here.
By the way, a little applause for the girl who keeps running around with the microphone. Thank you.
Question. You're known because of your collection of violins and receiving your first Stradivarius when you were like 11 years old, something like that. Are these violins part of the movie? Are these classic violins featured in the movie?
For me, it was very important to have it as accurate as possible. So we chose, or actually I chose, certain instruments which actually fit exactly the time Paganini used that instrument. He used to have a Stradivarius. We used a Jean-Baptiste Villon copy of a Stradivarius in the beginning, which he actually plays away in the casino. And then, for the rest of his life, he used the 1742 Guarneri del Gesù, which he actually takes away from the concert master. It's called Il Canone. I was actually in Genova a few weeks ago, got to play the violin, which was a huge honor. But that's actually, we use also a copy. Obviously, it's in the museum, nobody can take it out. And I chose to use a very, very well copy because I just wanted to have it as accurate as possible.
Okay, this was the last question here.
Last one.
Thank you. I don't know Mr. Garrett, unfortunately, but I'm an amateur musician myself, and I wonder if you have any particular teacher. I understand you went to Juilliard.
True.
Is there a teacher or someone that you started to study with that you might give credit to for your wonderful talent, or is it all
A lot of people. At Juilliard I had Itzhak Perlman, who is one of my big heroes. Obviously he did also the soundtrack for Schindler's List and worked with a lot of other great musicians, so that was the last person I really interacted a lot with for 4 years at Juilliard. Besides that, I worked when I was a little smaller with Ida Handel, who actually lives here in Miami, Isaac Stern, and Menuhin, which I had a wonderful collaboration with. So really, I was extremely fortunate to have those influences. So all of them are very, very much credited to what's up here and on there. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. You guys are working very hard here in Miami, and we wish you the best with the life of the film, and we know it's going to be a big, big hit. So,
Thank you so much.